Hello, everyone. This is Nate Parks with Specialist Nebraska. I'm joined by Dave Demian, Sean Whitley, and Taylor Wolf from our Sony office. And we just wanted to take a few minutes to explain to all of our unified bowling delegations a little bit about our current protocol with COVID-19 and talk about registration as you are receiving this information here this week. Today is Wednesday, August 25th. And I want to start by just showing you guys where you can find information related to our COVID protocol. On my screen, you will see our Sony website. This is the main page from www.sone.org. And you will see on the main page that it says that currently Special Olympics Nebraska is in the significant risk zone. So to get more detail about our protocol, you'll want to go up to the events tab and click on the return to play page. On this page, you will see a copy of our protocol. You will see here that we have what I'll refer to as zones, 3 zones: green, which is low risk; yellow, which is moderate risk; and orange, which is significant risk. As of today, we do sit in the significant risk category. And to be in this category, you must have a community rate of greater than 15 new cases per day per 100,000 people, and less than 80% of your participants are fully vaccinated. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how we get to green, even with the numbers as high as they are right now. As of today, in the state of Nebraska, we're currently averaging 32 new cases per day per 100,000 people. And this number will change from day to day, week to week, and that's where we stand as of right now. When we get to unified bowling, for that event to be in person, we're going to need to be able to show that we have a greater vaccination rate of 80% of our participants, and we're going to need to be in the green zone for it to work in person. And so on this document, you can kind of see some of those details. You can see who's included in participants. This would be basically any athlete, unified partner, coach, or volunteer that is directly involved with the athletes. So when we do collect registration information from you, we are going to collect the vaccination information for those people that are part of your delegation. And Taylor, in just a moment, is going to show you how we're going to do that. And just want people to understand that as we collect this information, we certainly will keep it very private, just like we do with an athlete medical, which consists of information like a person's diagnosis, medication, other vaccine information. So this is really no different. It's just we need to know where we are in order to know what precautions to take and what we need to do to keep people as safe as we can. So as you really peruse this document, you can kind of see the different guidelines that are in place for each zone. At practice, as of now, you are operating in the orange zone. So you will need to do on-site screening, very similar to what we did last year when we had a different protocol and we were in either phase 1 or phase 2. You will be asking certain screening questions and taking on-site temperatures, and you will be keeping your groups to no greater than 50 people. And you will see as we go down this page the different documentation that is needed. We have the code of conduct, the COVID-19 code of conduct. This is needed as everyone returns to play. This is a one-time document. It's not something that you need to do every year, or if you already completed it for a different competition. The same thing with the waiver form. The screening and tracking template is here. This is where you will find those questions, and this is where you will document the answers and the temperatures. We also have some information related to the vaccine and who might be at high risk to the virus. And up here at the top, you can kind of see the upcoming events that we have here with Special Olympics Nebraska. These are our state competitions for the remainder of this calendar year. This little chart here shows the different events, the date that those events are scheduled, the factors that we are considering as we determine whether or not to hold those events in person, a date that a decision will be made no later than, and then what that decision is. So you can see on this that our equestrian competition, which is upcoming in September, we've already made the decision to go virtual with that competition. So Unified Bowling, the event date is October 16th, and Sean will talk a little about where those locations are. We will make a decision on whether or not that will be in person no later than October 1st. And what we will be looking at in order to make that decision is basically the data that goes into this protocol. The number of cases in the state of Nebraska at that time per 100,000 people, and how many of our participants for that particular event are vaccinated. And I understand that the vaccination can be a tricky topic. Please understand that this information is private. It is not a HIPAA violation for us to ask. If someone is uncomfortable in answering the question, that's fine. We will just count them as unvaccinated in our numbers. So we just have to have a good understanding of where we are, and we need to have a way to follow our protocol. This protocol was given to us by Special Olympics International, and it's the same protocol that all programs across the country are following. So one thing to keep in mind, even though we have people coming to different locations for this competition, we are looking at it as one competition. So our numbers will be 80% of total participation in 3 different settings: Omaha, Lincoln, and Kearney. And the reason that we are looking at this data as a state, as opposed to breaking it down locally, is because we do have people coming from different communities to each location. And even within some teams, people are coming from different locations to practice. They might live in one county but practice in another. And so the data gets very difficult when you break it down that much. So we are looking at it as one event, and we will also follow any guidelines that are in place locally. Those of you that live in the Lincoln area are aware that beginning tomorrow, August 26th, there is a mask mandate that is being put back into effect. And so we will have to see what local guidelines are in place as we get closer. But please take some time, review this document, call me with any questions, and just let us know if there's anything that we can help with. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Sean, who's going to talk a little bit about building specific information.
Yeah, so this year we are going to be doing 3 different locations instead of the 2 locations in the past. The 3 locations are going to be Kearney with the Big Apple lanes, and then Omaha with Maplewood lanes. Those are our 2 normal locations. And then the new location we're adding this year is Lincoln, and we'll be doing Sun Valley lanes. Kearney and Omaha, they will both be doing 2 squads. The 2 squads will be starting at 9 o'clock and 1 p.m. And then the Lincoln location, that squad will be starting at 9 a.m. For those who are going to be there, we'll have Nate at the Kearney location, we'll have Dave at the Omaha location, and then Taylor and myself will be at the Lincoln location. We will be serving lunches to the teams. We don't know what the lunches will look like right now, but we will have lunches for you guys. And then to help cut down on number of people being there, we're going to be doing 1 volunteer per pit. So in case you guys don't know what a pit is, that is 2 lanes. So there'll be 1 volunteer helping out with 2 lanes. And then we will be giving out awards. We just don't know exactly how that will look like. The number of COVID cases will also determine how we hand out our awards the day of. And then I think I'll hand it over to Dave with anything I missed.
As Sean mentioned, we will be doing meals at these locations. Each meal that you will sign up for will cost your delegation $2 that we'll take out of your team account. Taylor will be sending out a Survey Monkey or Sign Up Genius for that, like we've done in the past. One question that keeps coming up is ramps. Are we allowing ramps for this unified competition? Yes, we will, but we will not have a separate ramp division. So if you have a ramp bowler, they will bowl either with their team or with their doubles team, and they will just bowl against anyone that doesn't have a ramp. So we'll allow it, but again, they'll just be divisioned with everyone else. And then Taylor, I'll go over a little bit here, the fact that we will only be offering doubles in Kearney and Lincoln. If you're bowling in Omaha, we'll offer doubles and then a team of 4 at that venue. As Nate alluded to earlier, we'll make the decision by August 1st. I'm sorry, October 1st, if we are going to have this virtually or if we are going to do it in person. This is how we did it last year, was virtually. So we do have a template for that and how that will work. And if that is the case, we will send your awards to your head of delegation and they will hand them out to you individually when you guys get back together. Otherwise, we will figure out how we're going to do awards in person if we do have an in-person event. As Sean alluded to, the times we're starting is either 9 a.m. or 1 p.m. That's a little bigger of a gap than what we've had in the past. And the reason for that is we would like everyone in that early morning squad to have time to leave. And then that second squad, we want people to have time to get in there. So we're not having a big overflow of individuals in the building at one time. So we'd like to try and get it cleared out before we let the next group in as much as possible. That is all I have right now. So I'm going to pass it over to Taylor.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and kind of show you the registration process and how it might look a little different now that we are asking for that COVID vaccine information. So let me get that shared. So when you come on to the coaches portal, you'll see over here, when you go to Unified Bowling, we'll have all the information here for the day of, and then the registrations listed for the 3 locations. So you'll see under who is going to be attending each location. All of our East regions will be going to Omaha, except for West Point and Central City. They will be going to Lincoln, along with all of our East Central delegations, and then all of our West and West Central delegations will be going to Kearney. So when you click on the registration, it'll download. Let me make sure. Can we see the registration? It'll look similar to as in years past, with the athlete's last name, first name, delegation, their role. You'll fill out whether they are participating or not, which events they'll be doing, and like Dave said, in Omaha they will have the option of unified doubles or unified teams, qualifying for any team name. And then over here is where we will ask for the COVID vaccine information. So it'll pop down and you'll be given the 3 options of yes, they are vaccinated, no, or prefer not to say. And then if you have provided that information already to our office, next to their name, you'll see it says already provided information. So you do not need to fill out that field unless that information has changed since the last time. So if they are now vaccinated and they weren't last time, you can always change that as well, and also provide any comments or any information we need to know, any reason why they aren't vaccinated. But really, we just need to know, like Nate said, so we can get to the 88% for the event. I'll send it back over to Nate. Stop sharing.
Okay, so you should receive this information by the end of this calendar week. If you have questions, please contact us. As Dave mentioned, if we do need to hold this event similar to how we did last year, we will provide you that information at a later date. We will monitor the COVID-19 numbers and kind of see how we do. If you would like your team to practice and operate in the green low risk zone, please provide that information to Taylor sooner rather than later so you can show the 80% vaccination rate. We wish you a lot of luck, appreciate your involvement and your support. And if you have questions, please let us know. Thank you.